well, interesting moments. Obviously, when you are just recording videos, if something goes wrong or you slip up, you can simply edit out the mistakes and make the final product appear seamless and flawless. But of course, when you're live, what happens happens, and there's really no way around the screw-ups, the fails, the trolls, and really anything else that might come into play. Now, live streaming, specifically on Twitch, YouTube, Mixer, and other platforms like that, has become absolutely huge for video games, as titles like Fortnite, League of Legends, Overwatch, and Call of Duty have amassed hundreds of millions of views each week from streamers playing the game. Unfortunately though, with all that attention comes some unwanted attention, and today we're breaking down those moments in specific, as we're taking a look at 8 streamers who were actually arrested on stream. So without further ado, let's get into the list. Number 1. Koota. Koota used to be a pretty big name in the gaming scene, with his group of fellow creators called the Creatures. Nowadays, Koota has moved into video game development and stepped away from being an on-camera personality, but in his time as a YouTuber and as a streamer, he fell victim to what is probably the most notorious swatting of all time. For those of you who are unfamiliar with the term, swatting is when someone calls in a fake threat to the police, claiming to be another person. In this case, they'll claim to be a streamer they're watching and say they're holding someone hostage or something else in order to get a response from the police. The cops will then show up at the streamer's residence and proceed like it was a real threat, with firearms drawn and ready to shoot. In general, the situation is extremely dangerous. Oh, and by the way, it's literally a felony to try and swat someone. Regardless, Koota was streaming some CSGO at the time when he thought he heard some strange noises coming from outside his room. Lo and behold, pretty quickly he realizes that the police are going from room to room in the hallway, and that's when he knows he's about to get swatted. Now, Koota has arguably the most notorious swatting because the quality of his stream at the time really portrayed the events in full, whereas in other clips, sometimes the audio is bad or the webcam is not pointed towards the action. But in this case, you can hear the SWAT team yelling at Koota to get on the ground, and you can see all the events play out in full in the webcam on screen. From the SWAT team barging in, to them handcuffing Koota, to them essentially interrogating him in his chair for a few moments. The entire situation could have been much worse, and luckily no one was hurt, but it is pretty crazy to watch nonetheless. Take a look.
Uh-oh, this isn't good. They're clearing rooms. What in the world? I think we're getting swatted.
I'm gonna flash through.
I think we're getting swatted. What in the world?
Put your hands up! Put your hands up! Get on the ground! Get on the ground now! Get on the ground! There's one in the corner. Put your hands behind your back. Hands on your back! Put your hands on your back. Do it now. Don't you fucking move. You hear me, boy? Yep.
Number 2. DrLupo. DrLupo is easily one of the most recognizable names out there in the world of Fortnite right now, partially due to his association with Ninja, but not to discredit his personal grind, he has been building his brand for several years now. Like I said in the intro though, sometimes all of those followers bring forth some unwanted attention, and much like in the case of Koota, DrLupo unfortunately caught the attention of yet another person who thought it would be funny to swat him on stream. So in the middle of playing a Fortnite game, Lupo quickly has to step away from his setup to go and tend to something upstairs. So right away, this situation is a lot more calm than the one we just saw. This time around, there is no police pointing rifles around, and instead things are a little more relaxed. After a few minutes, Lupo returns to his setup and simply says, we're gonna win this game and talk about what just happened. Lupo then goes on to win the match of Fortnite and proceeds to break down how he was just swatted for the second time in just a few weeks. Lupo really goes about this in the most professional manner he could, breaking down the scenario and why it's such a dumb thing to do, explaining who it affects and what it could result in. See for yourself.
Okay. One sec.
Alright, I'm back. Here's the deal. We're gonna proceed to win this game. And we're gonna talk about it, okay? We're gonna talk about it. I just step away for a while in the middle of that game. This is the second time that that's happened, actually. Back on the, oh, it must have been like the 16th, 14th, 13th, something like that. I had to step away in the middle of a game as well. And I came back and I also won that game. And before anybody jumps out and puts it out there, let me preface this conversation with a, don't worry about it. We're good. Everything's handled.
Number 3, misterdeadmoth. Alright, so this spot on the list is going to be a bit more controversial due to the situation at hand, but it does fit in pretty well with the focus of this video, so here we are. misterdeadmoth is a Fortnite streamer who was playing a match when his wife wanted his attention. misterdeadmoth, though, did not want to stop playing the game and a slight argument broke out. However, things quickly escalate when his wife throws some cardboard or something of that nature at him, to which he then proceeds to hit her, which you can very clearly hear on the stream. Long story short, this guy's a scumbag, and thankfully, after this incident occurred, he was arrested, and rightfully so. Fair warning, this clip is a bit more extreme than the others we have here today, so just be prepared for what you're about to see.
I'll be out soon, stop! Stop! I'll be out soon. Grace, stop. Stop. I'm serious. Bonnie just fell over. Can you stop, please? I'll be out soon. Grace, just stop. Okay, please. I'll be out soon. I'm gonna start typing. I'll be out soon. I will be out soon. Grace, I'll be out soon. Fuck off. Honestly, I'll be out soon. Stop. I'll start throwing shit back at you. See how you like it. I'll be out soon. I will. Can you not? I said I'll be out soon. Stop.
No
Stop.
computer. I'm
Stop.
sick of this shit.
Stop, please. I'll be out soon. Just stop. All I asked was for some time by myself.
Fucking woman.
Just go away. No one. Just go away. Leave me alone. I'll be out soon. How many times do I have to tell you? How many times?
Number 4, MrBig. This next clip features a Twitch streamer who goes by the name of MrBig, and this might be one of the worst double whammies that I have ever seen. Not only does MrBig end up getting arrested after having a conversation with the police on his stream, but then he also proceeds to get robbed only a few minutes later. After receiving a noise complaint, a police officer shows up at MrBig's door wanting to discuss the matter. After some time, the cop proceeds to handcuff MrBig and presumably takes him to his patrol car. However, in the time that MrBig and the cop are not in the room, a stranger comes in and steals a handful of items right in front of the camera, including some shoes and also a headset. Luckily, MrBig has all of this recorded, and this thief is pretty stupid as you can see his face clear as day on screen. But man, you want to talk about impact to injury, this is definitely up there. Getting arrested and then immediately getting robbed. Yeah, that's rough. Check it out.
I want to get your hair as long as I can get some kind of mutual understanding with you.
Okay.
And if I get your name, run you, make sure there's no warrants, and the fact that we can come to mutual
Well, I
understanding.
can tell you right now, I don't have any warrants.
Okay, sure, though.
Oh, really? The guy that used to live here just recently, they got kicked out, knocking on my door, asking me if there's a problem. Never met the guy in my life. You don't even know what you're talking about.
Okay.
It's cool that you try and act like you know what you're talking about, but you have no clue what you're talking about, Officer Hillstrom. So, I'd like to say goodnight to you. Have a good night. I hope
That's not
you...
going to happen until you give me information.
I told you somebody's taking pictures of me. That was the guy doing it.
Okay. Let's just go here, okay? Walk that way, please. Walk that way, please.
Why are you guys harassing me? You guys are taking me out of view of the camera.
Yes, yes.
I'm doing nothing wrong. I'm doing nothing wrong. For what?
Number 5, WhiteBoy 7th Street. WhiteBoy has been around the gaming scene for quite some time now, originally starting off as a Call of Duty YouTuber and then transitioning more into variety content as time went on. One time while live streaming DayZ, WhiteBoy realizes that something is going on outside of his office, and he promptly has to log out of the server and let his stream know that he's got to go check on something. We then see WhiteBoy disappear for quite some time, and the next time we see anyone appear on the webcam, it's not WhiteBoy, and instead it's a police officer with a canine unit, meaning once again we have yet another swatting on our hands. Take a look. Number 6. Koopa Troopa. This clip is a little different than the ones we've shown so far today, as this clip does not directly feature the streamer getting arrested or swatted, but rather his immediate reaction after the incident took place. Koopa Troopa was streaming some Clash of Clans at the time when he was swatted and, according to him, roughly 10 police officers equipped with ARs detained him and his family due to a prank call. In his reaction, Koopa Troopa breaks out into tears, explaining that someone in his home could have been hurt or even worse just because of a stupid prank. It's clear that Koopa Troopa was pretty shaken up after the whole incident, and luckily no one was hurt.
They could have been shot. They could have died. Because you chose to swat my stream. I don't give a shit about what you have against me or what I did to you. For that, I am at a loss for words. Your gripe is with me. So let it be with me. But do not involve my family in any way, shape, or form with this. They don't deserve that.
Number 7. Keemstar. Keemstar is no stranger to drama, we all know that by now, but this was a clip and I guess a series of events that I don't think anyone saw coming. While streaming some Fortnite back in the day, Keemstar received a phone call in the middle of a match. After ending the call, Keem informs the stream that that phone call was from his police department, warning him that someone had just tried to swat him. But luckily, Keem had taken the proper precautions in order to avoid the situation. Then, to everyone's surprise, Keemstar comes back after reassuring the police that everything was okay to win the match of Fortnite, just like DrLupo did earlier. Check it out.
If you plug in your controller,
Hello?
your PS4 controller to
Yeah.
mobile and smash the mobile players.
That'd be lady.
Oh, hey, the old dog's in here. Team.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Did you guys get?
I'm gonna move
Yeah,
this
everything's
little dog.
fine. Did you
Come on,
guys get a
come on,
call?
come on. There's a dog that's like 22.
Okay, yeah, I'll be out there. Thanks.
Hey, this old dog keeps
So that was my local police department. Somebody tried swatting me,
Somebody
and
tried
the
swatting.
police call me, and now I go to the door and say everything is fine, and you just risked 10 years in prison for that? Moron! Dude, imagine if they got caught, right? And they had to do like prison time or something.
for that.
For that.
Number 8. GrossGore. Rounding out the list here today, we have GrossGore, who was swatted while playing some League of Legends. And this interaction with the police is probably one of the strangest on the list here today, as this entire situation was pretty tame, all things considered. While playing, GrossGore hears someone knocking on his door, and when he answers, the police are waiting for him. But rather than the cops barging in with weapons drawn, they simply stroll in chatting with GrossGore as he explains what it is he does and what the fake threat phone call was all about. GrossGore continues to essentially break down what Twitch is and how he makes a living off of it. So we go from a potentially very dangerous situation to a pretty friendly chat about live streaming. Let's take a look.
Bro, come right in, guys. Police at my door. Guys, can you give me like, I know it's somebody bad. Just come take a seat or stand up. Yeah, I didn't do anything. This is what I do. So if you want to come over, basically, this is what I do. Like, I'll tell you what happened. My address got leaked. I'm live streaming, if you know what that is. My address got leaked to the internet, and there's been takeaways, taxis, everything, and now this. I did called out. What was?
We had a call from someone saying that they killed all their family at this address.
Okay, yeah, that's. You want to speak to my mum? Like, I live here alone.
No, that's
It's
fine,
just a
no.
prank. It's some people prank you. So what you got to do is get back on that number.
Oh no, it was a withheld number.
Oh well.
What is the craziest thing that you've ever seen happen on stream? Let us know down in the comments below. If you guys enjoyed the video, let us know by dropping a like rating on it, giving it a big old thumbs up, as it would be much appreciated. And of course, if you are new here to the channel and you like what you see, feel free to subscribe with your post notifications turned on. That way you'll always know when a new video goes live. With all of that being said, that is effectively going to wrap things up for today. So thanks so much for tuning in, and until next time, take it easy, have an awesome rest of your day, and we'll catch you guys later. Peace out.